Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome to another episode of Feed the Beast. On my last video, I got only a few suggestions, but that's okay. I just needed a couple because some of the things might take a while. These suggestions were more railcraft stuff and steam power. I want to do the bee work. Today we need to talk about UU matter, and I want to make some of those redstone energy conduit, or the conduits, whatever the plural of that is. I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a second. Somebody also asked why I have relays on top of the machines, and this is why. I was doing some sorting with all the barrels over here, and I dumped a ton of cobblestone into the ender chests, and the relays got full. These things, there are only two of them. They don't work quite as fast as I would like them to. So what I actually had done was I told this thing to only give a redstone, or to only run basically when there's stuff in the inventory, so that it wasn't just sucking down the power. These things do not stay full when I'm running a quarry, which is a problem. So basically what I did was I took away the cobblestone rule, and I was basically just running it on excess blaze rods. We have a fair amount of UU matter, but it takes a really long time to get enough to really do anything with it. So this is the recipe I'm most interested in. Iridium. If we hit U on that, it takes 4 of them to make an iridium plate. And then the plate, you can make superconductor covers and stuff, and they go into the quantum suit and the quantum suit body armor, which you then turn into the grab a chest plate, which is what I really want. It also takes an HV transformer, an ultimate lap pack, some of these other things that all take iridium to make. So we're going to need a ton of it. And what have I got over here? I don't know, 3/4 of a stack in there, plus whatever's in here. Additionally, I could use this to make diamonds if I wanted to. And there are some other recipes. I put the link in the last video description, and I don't remember what most of them are. There's lava. I mean, you can kind of play around with it and see what you get, but like I said, I'm most interested in the iridium. And I finally got a creeper head. Out of everything I've killed, I finally got one. So very quickly before we do this, let me show you. I did set up the skeleton soul shard in the nether, and I did not get wither skeletons. I only got regular skeletons. So that's not going to do us a lot of good. The way I set up the water stream in here, some of the guys die and some of the guys don't die, but I haven't been losing enough that it's really that much of an issue. So basically what I'll do is I'll sit over here, and it probably only takes like 5 or 10 minutes to get about 125 of them, and then I hit them with one of these splash potions of healing, and then I get all the XP. I've been throwing away most of the bows. I probably ought to throw that one away too, because it's almost dead as it is. But I've been keeping the arrows and bones for now, and throwing away all the bows. So these guys are one-shot kills, but I don't do it like that because the hunger bar fills up way too much. So it's pretty easy. See, my system is now backed up because of all that cobblestone in there. It knows the cobble doesn't have anywhere to go, so it doesn't send it out. So that's a problem. Anyway, that's not what we're going to talk about today. I think I still have my chicken shard. I need to put that up. And I don't have any drones to make these queens work. So if we have time today, I'll make a scoop and we'll go over there. Before we do that, what I was talking about with the energy conduits, here's my setup down here. I think I'm going to have to turn this down because of the blazes. But basically, I put a bunch of gates on here, and the way these work, they're all set up so that if it can store energy, I want it to send out a redstone signal. All the red alloy wire is connected back there, and it runs past all the gates, and then it runs down, and then it runs past all these engines, which are set to only turn on if they have a redstone signal. So if this machine right here, if I put something in it and the energy drains, since it then at that point can store energy, this one's going to send a redstone signal. If I put a redstone energy cell right here, which is how I've been charging them, then it can store energy, so all the engines will kick on. So basically I made a place for the liquid transposer, which will go right here, because I want to make some more conduit and some more of those energy cells. And then I've got a spot for 4 more energy cells to charge. I think I've got 11 engines here, which is 44 MJ total. So it's not going to charge, obviously it's not going to charge 4 as fast as it's going to charge 1. But that is how I set that up. So let's set that up. Let's get this tank. We're going to need some of this, and I don't remember. That needs the conductance coil. So we don't have a ton of electrum. We may have enough to make. I want to make at least 1 more energy cell. Excuse me. And then as much conduit as we can make. So I think this will fill up 10 of the energy cells. So this should be enough molten redstone. Or 8, sorry, it's 8 millibuckets. For some reason I thought that was 10. I think that's what the machine holds. So let's get some lead and we'll start making these things, and some redstone. And I'll just grab a stack of each. So I think we also might need a few diamonds. We'll just get 2. So the recipe for this thing, a diamond, 4 of these, and then 4 electrum. So we'll just go ahead and make 2 of these, and then we'll save the rest of that electrum for, we're going to have to make 2 of those conductance coils. And I don't remember if you have to fill that up. Yeah, you have to fill it up before you put it in there. So we're going to need 6 more electrum for that. So let's set this right here so I don't mess it up. And then this stuff, it's just hardened glass and electrum, which is easy. See, so I need to save 6 of those. So hopefully, whoa, excuse me. Hopefully 12 of this is enough, and hopefully we have enough redstone to fill them up. The reason I want to do this is because I've been reading everywhere that if it's smart enough, that it's smart enough to turn off when it doesn't have any place to send the energy. And since I've blown them up, I'm not really sure how that works. So I figure, see, those kicked on because now this can store energy. So they're going to stay on until it's full. And then when we give it work to do again, then it'll start draining the buffer and the engines will kick back on. You have to disable redstone control on this. Since this gate gives a redstone signal, it will actually turn this machine off if you have it enabled like that. So let's put our portable tank up there, and let's put our input on top. Let me get rid of these other ones. Actually, I want to leave that one there. And let's fill up the energy cells first. I don't know if I have to whack that with a wrench or what. Yes, I do. Alright, so we're going to fill that up. That's going to go. So once we replace all this with the conduit, since all the machines I use up here, the redstone energy cells, and both of these machines are thermal expansion machines, they should automatically shut off the engines because they're supposed to know. So we're going to see if that's true or not. And it looks like I'm not pulling quite enough energy. So these actually still might blow up. We'll see what happens. The buffer's full. That should kick off, which it did. So these should actually dissipate slowly. This machine doesn't take a lot of MJ, so ideally, if I set this up, it would only kick on like one engine for this machine, and then like probably all of them for the energy cells. But I don't really know how to do that without segmenting it. Alright, so we had plenty for that. So let's go make our energy cells. We can get those charging. Actually, we can replace it all and then charge them up. Alright, so lead's going to go here. This goes here. These here. And then 2 redstone energy cells. And the good thing about the conduit, if nothing else, you don't need a wooden conductive pipe. So you can actually just run it all in a line, kind of like the liquiduct is, and it'll connect to everything. I don't think you can see, but put on my other boots. I would just kill this. We might have to get out of here anyway. See, the liquiduct just goes in a line. I don't have to run it up like this one. So, if nothing else, that's pretty good. So if I shift right click these, it'll take them off. Doesn't really matter though, because I need to pick up all of the pipe anyway. Hopefully I have enough inventory space to keep all this stuff. Alright, so we got all that, and then we'll just put our conduit like this. Now the way the conduit works, there's an arrow on it. If I click it, you see how it's going the other way. So I have to do that for each one of these because power comes out of the engines, it doesn't go into it. And I thought I had some smooth stone. I'll switch it out later. And I actually might put glass there just so I can see what's going on. So let's pop these things on here. They're not doing anything at the moment. Let me reset all these engines. So if this doesn't work, it's going to be all for nothing, essentially. This actually charges one redstone energy cell pretty damn quick. I put one on earlier and it was, I wasn't really paying attention, but it was done in no time, it seemed. Okay, here's a potential problem. You see that one is facing out. This pipe right here, this is the same. So if I put this back, if I click one of them, it does the same thing to the other. So you can't double them up like that, unfortunately. And I thought that might be an issue. So what I'll do is I'll just run this up one, put my energy cell up here. Now it's taking energy. If I right click that and turn that little arrow the other way, it's losing energy because it pulls it and goes back into the system. So you can put these in like kind of in line like a bat box or whatever, I guess, for lack of a better term. So I'm going to let that fill up. And while that's happening, let me see how long I've been recording, because that's 15 minutes. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to let this almost fill up, and then I'll come back and we'll see if it blows up when it gets full, or if the engines shut off or overheat or whatever. And if you notice, that one is already yellow, since we have that conduit facing the wrong way. If I can click on the right engine, see, it's all the energy stored. So you definitely do not want to click and turn your conduit the wrong way. So now the energy is dissipating. So that one is safe for now. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens when this thing fills up. Welcome back, everybody. It didn't occur to me, I should have ended on this screen and then I could have faded from empty to full, but what are you going to do? I'm kind of upset with myself for not thinking about that. This thing is filled up. It's only been about, I don't know, 10 minutes. So let's look and see what happens to our engines. Now they're all just building up energy. So it looks like they're all just going to overheat, unfortunately. See, I disable redstone, nothing happens. If I enable it, obviously nothing happens because it doesn't have a signal. If I turn it off, then it still keeps going. So, I don't know. I'm not really sold on the conduits. I like to be able to just put my machines here and have them work, you know, so I don't have to worry about the pipe blowing up. And supposedly this pipe won't blow up. That's what they say, but what'll happen is, or what looks like is going to happen, the engines will overheat when they get to around 10,000, and then I'll have to whack them all with a wrench. So I mean, I guess that's okay for a failsafe, but it's not good enough for me. So I'm probably going to find another application for this, and I'll let this fill up while we're doing whatever the hell we do for the rest of the episode, but I'm not really sold on this. So I'll probably leave this setup with the pipes the way I had it, because I like to be able to turn it on and off. And then what I may do is use this conduit with the assembly table, even though I like to turn that off too. I don't think I can put a gate on there. Let's try it. Nope, can't do it. So that's very unfortunate. But what are you going to do? So this one is full. Let's go ahead and put it on the quarry that I'm running downstairs. I took a lot of cobblestone out of the ender chest, or out of the relays, so that it would filter through, but it's still getting backed up because I had a bunch to process. So, I mean, I expected it. Not that big of a deal, but I'm only running this one at 10 MJ for that reason, because otherwise it generates way too much cobblestone for the system to keep up. So I'm going to turn that one down to 5. I'm going to put this one over here on 5 as well. So the quarry is only going to get 10 total, and then if I have a couple more, then, you know, I could put one next to it and one below it and run them each at, like, I don't know, 3 or something. But this is what the full speed of the quarry used to be before they changed it in the update. So since we kind of did the conduit thing, how about this? Let's go and let's get some bees and see if we can make some bees do their thing, and then we can get some of the bee stuff. I'm really interested in bees, and I've only done very basic things. I got some rocky comb before, but I didn't really know what to do with it. So I think that bees have the potential to keep me pretty busy once I really get into it. So let's make a scoop and we'll run out there and we'll go collect some of those beehives. I actually made some more dust so I could cook up some more electrum. I figured I'd make a few more conduits. And I don't know if that's what I'm going to use it for, but I'm going to go ahead and make it. Because I can either use it for energy cells or something else. So we're going to need wool for the scoop. Here it is. I think we need wool and sticks. Let's see if I can remember how it goes. I want to say it's like that with the wool in the middle. No. I didn't want to have to look it up, but I guess I'm going to have to. Oh, just more sticks. I was close. On the right track. So it looks like it's dark. Let me sleep and then we'll run out there. And I'm not even sure if the bees over there will breed with the 2 queens that we have. But the bees that I get from those beehives should breed with each other. Because typically you get a drone and a princess. Let me double check what we've got here. Why do I have 2? Oh, that's the Forged Lexicon. I was like, why do I have 2 chunk loaders? That's stupid. Yeah, these are already queens. I'm not really sure what the frames are for, but I'm going to put them in the apiaries anyway. At some point, we're going to have to make the alveary, which is the way that bees work. I believe they have to be in a certain biome, or at least have the correct like temperature and humidity. So in an alveary, I think they're kind of expensive, but I think you can set that up. It's a fan and a heater, so impregnated casing, we can make that no problem. That stuff, royal jelly, we already have to have bee stuff to make that. So that is going to take us a while to get to, but once we do, or once we're able to make it, I want to do that. So I'm going to right click the beehive. I don't get anything. If you left click like you're punching a log, you do get it. And I got some honeycomb, a meadow princess, and a meadow drone. And if I put these guys in an apiary, they should do their thing. This guy will die, she'll turn to a queen, and then I should get another princess and drone and honeycomb from that. So I kind of wanted to collect more than one. There's another one. That's good. And these are the same. So let's go. We'll just set up a couple of meadow princess and drones, since this is where we are. Like, I think we're in the same biome technically, so they should work just fine. But we'll find out in a moment. And like I said, I've only done very basic beekeeping, so I'm not really all that familiar. We can get rid of the redstone and eggs because we don't need that right now. We also don't need the string. And I can file away the creeper head. One creeper head, and I have like probably 40 something skeleton heads and quite a few zombie heads as well. Let's throw this one in here too. And I'm about to throw all this away because I really don't know what the hell I'm going to ever do with it. So you obviously can use your scoop more than once, which is good. So I'm going to need 2 of those. I'm going to go ahead and grab, let's do the damaged impregnated frame and the damaged proven frame. And I wonder what the recipe is for that. I don't feel like making that machine right now. We're going to need some flowers. So let's just grab some bone meal and I'll make some flowers. I don't know why I have torches right here, since I have a wrath lamp. So you have to put flowers around your beehive or your apiary so that the bees have pollen to collect or whatever. And I don't know how many. I just usually surround it, kind of like the Twilight Forest portal. Another thing I meant to ask is, what do you guys think about moving? We've kind of outgrown this place, so I thought about going off in search of a new and exciting place to live. And I thought that could be fun. So I'm just going to put these out here for now. Let's put them over here. And then I'll make them all pretty, or move them, or build a bee structure a little later on. So when we put these guys in here, the drone goes on the bottom and the princess goes on the top. The bar is going to go up. She's going to turn into a queen. And then if we have, you see the bees kind of buzzing around. We need to put some flowers around here right now. And I don't think it really matters what color flowers, as long as there are some. And I probably could have used the same flowers for both of them, but I want to give each of them their own. And let's put the impregnated frame in here, and we'll see if that does us any good. We'll kind of use this as a control, and that is a test. I think that's how it's supposed to work. I'm no scientist. So let me just pop a few more flowers down before we get these guys going. So I'm going to put the same two in here. If you shift click, it puts them where they need to go. And again, after the bar goes up, she turns into a queen, and the bees start buzzing around. You can see them doing their thing. Now this bar is going to go down. The queen is going to die, and when the queen dies, then we should have a princess and at least one drone show up over here with honeycomb or whatever else they make. So if we hit U for the honeycomb, it doesn't tell us anything. If we hit R, it doesn't tell us anything either. But if you click over here, it tells you what the temperature and humidity are for the climate. Blah, 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 blah. And then you can set it to whatever kind of access you want other people to have if you're playing in an SMP environment. So nobody can mess with your bees, because that's the last thing you want to do, is have somebody mess with your bees and not get stung. So I'm going to let this one go, and then I'll come right back and we'll actually see what happens when it gets here. So I'll see you once again in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. I tried to catch this thing before it went. Maybe I'll make it in the video. I don't know. I switched over to this one because I wanted to let them both finish. So this thing, we got one princess and two drones. So if we take a drone and a princess, we can repeat the process. This way you can get more drones and stuff and maybe crossbreed or something. This one, we actually got a honeycomb, and we did get two drones and one princess as well. I did a little bit of Googling, and apparently the frames increase the speed of bee item production. But if you fill all of these things with frames, they produce things much more quickly. So there's the basics of bees. Like I said, I really don't know much about them, just this basic stuff. So I'm going to let these guys go. And I'll remember, if I remember, I'll put a link to the forestry wiki for the bee page, so you guys can look and see what items you get from what bees. We're going to have to make a centrifuge to process the honeycomb, so we're going to do that next episode. and see what we can come up with. And I may make a couple more apiaries so I have like more than one going at once. And I also might make an apiary facility. But before I do that, give me your feedback on whether or not we should move to a place. Since we've got the link book, we can come back here anytime we want. But I'd kind of like to move into a bigger place and lay it out a little better so that we have a little more room to grow in the future. Also, there's a cool dude. His name is Monkey Puzzle. I've been watching his stuff, and I really like his style. He's an older guy like me. I think he's actually older than me. But I really like it. I'm going to put a link to him in the description as well. Check him out if you like him. Watch him. If you don't like him, that's fine. I just thought I'd share it since I enjoy watching his stuff. So that's going to do it. As always, questions, comments, suggestions, etc., put them down below. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you next time.